Hey!
Hey!
Welcome.
Bye, Mombe. Thanks.
Bye, bud.
Bye.
Thanks for joining me, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Can you tell our friends your names?
I'm Charlie.
I'm Brion.
And today we're talking about love. So, gentlemen.
Love.
Yeah. Tell me your love story.
Okay. So, we met in Ojai,
Ojai, California.
Ojai, California. I was leaving I met someone at Sundance, a film festival, and she was friends with Charlie, and she said, "You got to meet this guy." I was like, "Okay, he's gay. He lives in California." That narrows it down. I said, "Okay." And then she showed me a picture, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I definitely got to meet this guy." And so we communicated for a couple of months via Facebook or texting.
Good old
And then-
Facebook.
Good old Facebook.
And then I had a weekend that was free and drove up. I was going to drive to Portland, or as far up the coast as possible, just to get away, solo
Okay.
trip. And I said, I'm going to stop. I could stop by in Ojai, and I did. And then we went for a hike, and then
And then the hike turned into a
camping
camping.
trip. And then I went back down the following weekend, which is actually next weekend.
Yeah.
How many years?
3 years.
3 years. Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was kind of a first love at first sight, basically. First love at first
Love
sight.
at
Love at first sight.
Yeah. And it was amazing. It was love to us is easy. It's because we both are very loving people, and we both like love. I think is more than just having feelings for someone. It's understanding all parts of someone and appreciating all parts of that person. And I think we do that very well, and we communicate really well.
And allowing that person to be who they are and be on their own journey without trying to control or configure their life structure in the way that suits you.
Yeah.
Allowing that person to be independent and also
Free.
come together and free. Yeah.
A little bit of liberty in there.
Yeah.
Lots of liberty.
liberty.
Lots
Lots
of
of liberty.
What does it take from you guys to have liberty within your relationship?
Definitely, I mean, I think good communication is, I think, a really key piece to that.
Mm-hmm.
An open-hearted communication, and listening. Obviously, communication, there's two sides of that, is actually speaking what you're feeling and actually listening to what the other person is saying. So,
Huh? I think that the relationship in the first 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, is how the relationship is always going to be. And if you have complications and you have arguments or you have things that are difficult, whether you're not getting texted back or you're not wanting to text them, or those issues are always going to, they're underlying for the rest of the relationship. So you can look back on a relationship that you're questioning and go, these are all the same issues that I've been having since the beginning. And I think most really solid relationships, at least the ones that I've had, at the get-go are easy and they're simple. And then, time just passes and you listen to each other. I think before I met Charlie, I was wanting to spend, I was thinking about things that people could give me in terms of relationships. And then I had a relationship that was very one-sided in terms of what they were giving to me, but there was no room for me to give to them. And I wanted somebody that would give to me, but also have space and vulnerability for me to service them.
So I
too.
call that the I care circle. I care about me, I care about you, and I let you care about me. It's all circle, right?
Yeah.
Cyclical. What does marriage mean to you guys? And I'm not putting you on the spot
No.
in means of
We've
like.
talked about it.
marriage to me is more than just a piece of paper or a ceremony or anything. It really is a commitment, like a real commitment that you will love and honor and respect that person throughout the course of your relationship. And I said relationship, not life, because things change. You know, we all change as we grow older. I hope that we stay together for the rest of our life, but that may not happen, you know, and I think that marriage is really just a true commitment to each other as the relationship continues.
So how is marriage different from what you guys are living now?
I think marriage is something that is a really sacred. It goes beyond the paper, like Charlie said, and it's something that's special between two people that doesn't exist for anyone else, any other contract between any other entity, institution, and I think that it protects you. It makes you, in terms of legal status, it protects you. I get to be more responsible for him, and I have say in certain situations, and I think that that's essential to a partnership. And I think the contract really just kind of legalizes that partnership. We are in this together, and the love and the traveling and the life experience that we get to share together is all extraordinary, but sometimes the tough times happen, and that contract is there to remind you, and you know, this is a difficult time for us, but I'm honoring you, and part of my service to you is to help you get through this and be there for you. And I think that that's important.
I love it. 2 more questions. What does liberty mean to you as a couple or individually?
Liberty to me means being totally free, and free obviously more than just legally free, but you know, free of things that hold you back in life, free of, you know, old patterns that don't serve you, you know, things that maybe your family taught you that you don't necessarily believe in, but or you know, could even be like, you know, bad health, you know, being free of that.
So liberty's within, and you can release you're talking about the inner, the self.
Yes.
Liberty self.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can totally break through those.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo?
Liberty for me, I think freedom, the idea of it, the concept of it, doesn't necessarily have to come with a cost, but I think liberty comes with a cost. And I think in that we have to understand that we may have to compromise something for our liberty, and things have been compromised so that we can have liberty. And
Like what?
If for factors of oppression, factors of our freedom to marry, our freedom had to come at a cost of other people either not getting to be married, suicides, people that were abused, beaten, killed because of their sexuality. But marriage, again, in that institution, allowing us to be accepted inside that institution, doesn't make it something that is so foreign to other people who don't understand it. You know, and that liberty, in terms of coming at a cost, is war. War has been a compromise in order for us to protect our liberty. Arguments, defense of self, standing up for yourself. That's not an easy thing to always do, but when you do it and you lay claim and honor your truth, and sometimes that comes at a cost, and I think it's worth it. But liberty isn't just free, you know, and I think that's
the crux of it,
that's
isn't
the crux
it?
of it.
It's a balancing
But the
act.
greater picture is that freedom. That everything that Jesus says, I mean, Jesus doesn't hate anybody. So why don't we just take the red?
So Jesus doesn't hate the gays.
No, he never says that.
Good.
He says love everybody.
Yeah, right? Love,
Everybody.
peace on earth.
Yeah.
So where did it come from? Why is it socially unacceptable, or is it religiously? I don't know. Like, where is
Well,
the?
I think primarily Old Testament is where most of the scripture is downing the gays, but that's also in the same scripture that says, you know, don't eat fish, shellfish,
Right.
and don't.
But it's
this.
delicious.
Don't mix different threads together, different.
Well, that I can talk to you about too. But
Cool.
yes, the Roman Empire and Christianity taking over the Roman Empire and how that happened, and then the Muslims come up, and then there's this division, and the Muslims are fighting for the same thing, and the only thing that prevented Christians to be involved with laying their claim to the Holy Land is that they found the Americas, and they were like, oh, well, you guys can have that. Fight over there. We're going
Bye.
over here. We're going to colonize this.
We're gonna go take over these
Yeah.
indigenous. That's a whole
Yeah.
other story. But do you feel like you're free? Do you feel like you have liberty?
Yes.
I do. I think I battle my own self-limiting freedoms right now, but this process.
We can all work harder and better, faster, stronger. Not to quote Daft Punk, but who isn't free?
How extraordinary is this?
Yes.
We get to sit outside this beautiful yard, this beautiful garden. I get to sit with my partner, with a beautiful woman and the dog, and
With a mohawk.
and nobody's coming to our fence to say, hey, pay taxes, or you have to be this religion. And so yeah, I think we have a lot to be grateful for.
21st century is amazing.
Yeah.
Because they can just do that all on our phones.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's not free? Who do you see who's not free?
I think the people that are fleeing oppressive regimes, I think people on our border that are trying to look for a better life, I think people that are caught up in drugs and alcohol, and I think people who are enslaved by addictions. And I think that, the situation in the Middle East, Syria, and the refugees, and I think all that's just so
Ukraine.
foreign to us.
Yeah.
And-
We're lucky.
And if we're not aware of it, then obviously it certainly happened here.
Right. Any words of wisdom you want to give to the viewers?
I would say your freedom comes from within.
Liberty
So-
within!
And, I think it's just important to always go within, always look for ways that you can go deeper within yourself, to know more about yourself, and through that self-knowing, you will find your true freedom.
Love is kind, love does not boast. I forget the rest of them. But you have to love without expectations. You can't expect something in return for any kind of service you provide, no matter what kind of relationship you're in. Business relationship, you have standards and you know how you want to be treated, and that's certainly applicable, but when you give of yourself, you can't expect something in return. It's much easier that way.
All right. Thank you guys. I love you.
Love you. Thank
Liberty,
you.
L stands for love. Mwah.